Did you guys know that raw milk has a lot of health benefits? I cannot legally tell you to drink it because I will get in trouble with the law. And it's illegal in most states, which I find really weird because why is raw milk illegal but alcohol is not? I think about that all the time. We noticed that 85.8% of you guys are not subscribed. So what are you doing? We give you guys free weight loss advice. And to the 14.2% that are subscribed, you guys are doing something right here. So thank you for all your support. We really appreciate it. But seriously, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below.
When you were a kid, I fed you raw milk.
Really?
Yeah, because you were born in Switzerland, and then when we got back to the States, I fed you some yogurt and cheese and butter, and I'll never forget, you were so cute. You were like, Mommy, what is this? I said, this is butter. You're like, no, this is not butter. And I said, it is butter. And you're like, no, this is a different food. Because you had been accustomed to the really fresh, raw milk products from Switzerland. And the only quality dairy I could find in this country was through the raw milk. And I had to join a co-op, and you had to sign disclaimers for liability releases and whatnot, because it flies way under the radar. And the reason why I fed it to you is because I knew there were a lot more health benefits. And I had a friend who raised her kids vegan. She was hardcore vegan, and her kids were intolerant. So my goal was to raise you in a way that you could choose any lifestyle you wanted, and your body would be attuned to it. It would have adjusted to it. And it's really interesting for me to see you take a step back into that world. And I'm so excited for all this information that we've researched about the benefits of raw milk. And again, we're not recommending it. We're not able to recommend it, but we can just tell you about some of the things we learned that we're excited about sharing.
So I have started to drink more raw milk recently, and the nutrition benefits: magnesium, potassium, calcium, B complex, vitamin A, D, and K. Yeah, so that's amazing. Also,
D and K are important, by the way.
That rhymes. D and K, that's so cute. But also I want to mention one thing. If you're gonna be getting raw milk, like you said, it's really important to source it properly, but I actually recently realized that it caused a birth defect for somebody that you know, because they didn't source it properly. So
or it wasn't fresh, or a bacteria grew by the time it reached that consumer. Yeah.
So I do want to kind of not shout out, but one farm that I trust so much, that a local farmer of ours actually trusts highly, is called Clairvale Farms. So if you live in California, Clairvale Farms has really amazing, clean.
Penelope drinks all of it, the whole supply. You can't share that with people.
I don't drink the whole supply.
That's your secret. I know, Penelope, I'm totally kidding.
It's bottled in glass. To me, anything that's bottled in glass is way better than when it's bottled in plastic for so many reasons.
It's super expensive, so it may not be for everybody.
Actually, it's not that expensive when you do the math. It's only $8 a bottle.
Penelope, that's a lot.
You know how much regular milk is, Mom? It's somewhere between $6 and $8.
What is going on? This inflation thing is ridiculous.
Anyway, make sure your raw milk is organic and grass-fed, 100% grass-fed. So that's really important.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, I learned something really fascinating. There was a study done that actually people who drank pasteurized milk got sick more often and actually got the flu more times than people who drank raw milk.
Yeah, so it's supportive for the immune system. Why is that? I think it's probably easier to digest.
And people who are lactose intolerant cannot drink pasteurized milk, but they can drink raw milk, which is because the lactose rate is much higher in pasteurized milk versus raw milk.
Yeah, I mean, definitely people who are allergic to milk can drink raw milk. You're right. They don't get the same kind of acne issues. They don't have the same kind of addiction issues. And they don't have the same kind of intolerances and digestive issues that they have when the milk is pasteurized and homogenized. And I think we need to describe for a moment, Penelope, the difference between raw milk and all the other milks.
Guess what? Raw milk is 100% a whole food. It's when you go to the cow and you squeeze it into a jar. All right, but get more whole than that.
But so, for example, let's just be the devil's advocate. Why did homogenization and pasteurization occur?
I was listening to a dairy farmer in Arizona who talked about this, and he said that what happened was they decided to start pasteurizing milk, one, because they did have bacteria issues back in the day, but also because it makes many companies more money to pasteurize milk.
Shelf life.
And shelf life.
Penelope makes me hunt down raw milk
No.
that has a long shelf life.
No, I hunt down the raw milk. I call all the stores and I'm the gatherer and I make sure they have
It's true.
this amount set aside.
She knows
for
which
us.
stores get the delivery on which day. This girl is so organized. It's unbelievable. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because they basically wanted to extend the shelf life for business, yes, and they wanted to increase public safety. So pasteurization and homogenization exist for a reason, but what it means is they heat up the milk and they put it through a process. They denature it, right? So they bring it a few steps away from nature for public safety and shelf life, extending the shelf life and longevity, which is better for business because you don't have as much waste. So, just to kind of give a little history of what it is. So the difference between raw milk and regular milk is homogenization and pasteurization. And the raw milk that you do buy, if you find it and you choose to drink it, should be hormone-free, antibiotic-free, grass-fed, right?
Not treated with RBST.
Right. So the regular conventional milk that you buy, that's the cheapest you can buy, that's homogenized and pasteurized, is almost definitely not grass-fed, and almost definitely has hormones and antibiotics in there.
Like everyone's drinking Fairlife ultra filtered, ultra pasteurized milk because it's high in protein, low in sugar, and zero fat. And I'm like, that's terrible for you.
So we would
that stuff made me gain weight, remember?
We would recommend not consuming dairy products if you're either unable to find them or you're not able to afford the quality that's necessary to improve your health. So that would be our recommendation if we were to make one. We're not necessarily recommending that you go out and, drink raw milk or whatever.
But if you want to get educated, if you want to find some raw milk, some places you could find it if you were interested, is rawmilkfinder.com. If you were looking and wondering, I'm not recommending, I'm just giving you a resource you could look for. There you go. Can't blame me for research. Number 4, skin health. You kind of touched on that.
A little bit, and that's true. So I had to stop eating dairy because I had really bad acne, and I still can't. I have Jewish heritage, so I can't. I just don't support it very well. But I've been surprised at how awesome your skin's been looking. And when you were eating a ton of yogurt on your weight loss journey, Penelope has lost 155 pounds, so amazing. And when she was on her weight loss journey, I think it was around 250 pounds, you were really into Greek yogurt. And you developed some skin problems. But since you've been drinking raw milk, I've been a little worried that your skin would break out, but it hasn't. It's just gotten more beautiful. Your hair's gotten thicker.
Yeah, my nails are growing fast.
Yeah, your cells are responding well to it. Now, you also have somebody in your heritage that grew up on a dairy farm.
Yes.
Your grandmother on your dad's side. And so I think that that's also important. Sometimes your genetics do play a role in how well or how not so well you digest milk and absorb the nutrients. I've chosen not to drink milk for a lot of reasons, raw or not raw. And it just works better for me. But I do love the creamy texture. So I have a lot of vegan options that are raw and organic. But anyway, we hope this video was informational for you to learn a little bit more. We know that raw milk is trending, isn't it?
Super trending right now.
Yeah, so this hopefully will shed some light on some of the good, bad, and ugly about all the differences. And we welcome your questions. We love to engage in a conversation with you because we just love to learn. And we learn from you, especially when you tell us what's on your mind, whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong.
Thanks for feeding me raw milk when I was a baby. I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, I did. Gosh, you were born in the dairy capital of the world. You know how hard it was not to eat dairy in the dairy capital of the world with the finest dairy on the planet?
I just went there recently and went to my favorite dairy shop and it was divine.
Epic. But there are ways to hack the system and I could share them with you. We have a women's weight loss group. If you feel ready to get that weight off once and for all and learn about how to make yourself truly healthy from the inside out for the rest of your life, join our program. It's only $47 a month for now because in the new year, the prices are going to raise. So if you're an awesome person and you're ready, really ready, because we're going to hold you to it, join our program. Click the link in the description and don't forget to like and share this video if you think it's interesting. And if you haven't already, subscribe. We'll see you all the time. We help women to beat obesity with our Step It Up system in just 90 days. Click the link in the description to learn how to lose weight without drugs like Ozempic.